We did it. We're live. We're running a little bit late, but my name's Alyssa, and this is Bad Mom Jokes, and I'm here with Jen O'Donnell.
Hi.
You guys,
trick.
This is
Has anybody done that? Because somebody's done
No, nobody's done that.
Well,
I mean, my daughter's done that.
Well, I mean, live on the show.
No.
We're gonna make a satisfying video.
You're more
yeah.
where we do this,
This
like
is satisfying live.
Oh my gosh, we could just do this.
This is it. This
all
is
day.
Oh
my God,
so
you're
so like.
right by the here. I'll hold it up here, and you do it by the microphone.
Yeah. Welcome to satisfying live.
Oh my gosh, you just totally killed this channel, because that would be if I just had that live streaming all day. I would be on Ellen within a week.
You can do interviews once a day, and then the rest of the time
It's
it's
just pillows. Oh my gosh,
it's
so true.
Okay.
So here's the thing,
Yeah.
Jen. I saw you at West Side Comedy.
At the women's mic.
At the women's mic. It was my first time there. I was a little hopped up. I was in between pain and pain meds.
Well,
I was having so much fun.
You were having a great time.
Oh yes, I was out of the house.
You were like, "Look, I'm having a good time right now."
Everyone's like, she's laughing a little too loud. Like, what is going on over there?
That's what we need.
That's
what people
so
need.
When someone's laughing like that at an open mic, it means otherwise they're a shut-in. This is it for the month. This is the big night out.
And it was a great time. I think you brought a lot to the table.
Oh, thanks, Jen.
And the stage.
I was having a blast.
You were. Good.
And I have to tell you that you got up there and you made a reference about your boxed wine mom.
Yes.
I instantly booked it to the green room, like, come be on my show.
And she was like, you were like, I have a show about mom jokes. And I was like, I'd love to do it. And then I was like, I'm not a mom.
I'm like, it's okay. Like, I want to know all about, and here's the thing. Here I was ready to talk to you for an hour about your boxed wine mom.
Yeah.
And then I start to you were a lot of homework. You are so accomplished.
Wow, I'm a lot of homework.
You were. I was like, yesterday morning, I'm like, well, maybe I should post something on Instagram and get her handles.
Get all the stuff, get the socials.
I think if you had two words that you use these words a lot, and I think that describe you, is definitely rabbit hole.
Oh, rabbit hole is totally my word. It really is.
And I love your rabbit hole.
I am a big time rabbit hole.
I don't know how to say it without sounding really pervy.
Thank you for finding my rabbit hole on the internet.
I'm so glad I found your rabbit hole.
In every sense of the word is probably rabbit hole. I just really am curious about a lot of things. And I also have a lot of scrappy resources to find things and find them out. So I do a few different web shows on things, but if you give me a topic and you're like, how could we ever find this person, or how will we ever find this information?
Yeah.
I'm like, how long do you have? I can I'll do. Give me 4 hours.
I don't think you understand, you guys. Oh shoot! Look what happened. See, this is.
Are we running out of battery already?
But see, I'm prepared.
I'm ready.
I'm ready. There's just too many things to plug in. Okay.
See, now we can.
And I don't know, and here's forever and ever. That's true. We're plugged into the grid.
Plugged in.
And here's the thing. You can wherever. This is the. Oh yeah, here we can do this too. We're doing everything, you guys. Really quick before we get started into the nitty gritty, Jesse, my husband, put these up. There's swatches of a headboard we're supposed to have someday in our future. Probably 5 years from now.
This is your headboard vision board.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
And we both have a favorite, but I just thought maybe I'll ask people until we finally narrow it down.
Teal is my favorite accent color anyway. My whole apartment is gold and teal.
So that's what I want. Yes. Here. I keep telling him about this gold. He's not listening to me. Yeah, and we already have the green and gold.
Yeah, you already do green and gold.
So no, but I think I think green can be, and we're gonna that's gonna there. You can't see it. There's a chair that's kind of goldish, but it's gonna get reupholstered.
Very cute green accents in the kitchen that I'm really obsessed with.
Oh,
that your
thank you.
Also matches.
Okay, so this is from the 90s.
Really?
Yeah, my brothers went into the attic and I kind of forced my hand. I had to go through old stuff. And it's only the stuff from the 90s fits over my cast. Because everything was so baggy.
Well, this is from...
Everything's fitted now.
This is from Old Navy.
Love it.
So this is the dress. You know how you have like one thing that you love and
yes.
you just wear it for like a month? That's
yes.
what I do.
Good.
This is $15.
It's gorgeous.
So this is my current uniform.
Yeah.
But like I was babysitting my friend's child.
Yeah.
And I was giving her a bath, and I was like, I can't pull this up any further. And she was just like laughing at me because like I'm not really great at like, I don't know. I'm okay at being a babysitter, but like I'm not a mom, so I feel like.
So you just let it loose.
I do, and I feel like
you're not proper.
Yeah, I feel like her.
I bet
like,
they love you for that.
She does, but like she also, I think like in her head is like, who is this bitch? Like
she's like, I'm gonna
I'll, like,
tame her.
Yeah, I'll like draw
Kids
the
will
bath.
really try to do that. How old is she?
Oh, they do. She's about 2.5, like 2 and 4 months.
Oh, okay. So she's still.
I know moms always say the month thing, so I couldn't do that math fast enough.
It's okay.
28 months.
Second child, you don't need to. If you're babysitting, you definitely just ballpark age.
No, she really likes to like push the limits, and I just like find them very entertaining.
Yeah.
So,
you probably have the patience that her mom does not.
Yeah, and I
to roll around on the ground and
it probably gets like kids out of sorts to like be with somebody who's not their mom. So
definitely,
like,
it's like, wait, what?
Eat that cheesy pop that was to the trampoline.
Right.
Have a party. Like things.
She's like, she's calling my bluff.
Yeah, and I'm like, do it. It's got grass all over it. You're gonna probably learn a lesson.
Right. Your mom's gonna have fun tomorrow, changing the sheets all day long. Oh my goodness! Oh, and we're both in polka dots.
We are.
I just noticed that, and that's so 90s.
Way of saying, yes, it's
so 90s.
But long way of saying, I like your polka dots, and it's still polka dots are still relevant.
Oh, they're back.
Yeah,
it's all back.
Have you ever seen that? You probably have. I actually really love it. It's called Because I Said So, starring Mandy. You know it.
No.
Mandy Moore.
Why is it so
Diane
familiar?
Keaton is the mom.
It's like oh, my mom watched it and gave me the whole synopsis.
Mom has watched it.
I mean, she talked about it for, I kid you not, maybe 2 hours. I was like,
It's a great mom
It's
show.
good.
I mean, so first of all, I'm pretty sure that she wears a polka dot dress, and it's a thing throughout the movie.
So the daughter or the mom?
The daughter.
The daughter.
Yeah,
okay.
So the mom's basically like, I'm gonna set you up on blind dates.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you wear this polka dot dress so that people remember, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But so like Mandy Moore's character lives in LA, like maybe in Venice.
Right.
And, like, has this huge, gorgeous apartment, but like has like a tiny like catering startup. But,
because this is reality.
So it's a great fantasy for my catering fantasy startup that I have. And
do you really?
Diane Keaton. I'm a home cook. Like I love cooking.
Well, I did see your tweet recently that said content I've been creating lately, and it was all these gorgeous meals you had cooked.
That's what I mean.
I was like, did she just pull those off the internet, or did you really make those?
This like gives me so much joy.
I don't think I'm worthy of you. I feel like you guys. The more I learn about you. No, but really, like the more I learn about you, like I have so many notes right here about how brilliant you are.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
let's get started.
Well, here's the thing: is you said things recently. I have Peter McGraw, Dr. Peter McGraw, to thank because you recently did a podcast with him, and there was a transcript, and some of the things you said, for an hour last night, I was telling my husband, I've told you that. She articulated that better. Because I think women don't have a language for what they're experiencing.
Yes. And
you've got the language.
Really?
Yes. Can I just read a quote?
Yes, please do.
Okay.
Because I think it's probably helpful for everybody because they're lessons that I'm just learning myself. So.
Great. So you were talking about, I don't know if you want to talk about it again, but you were talking about Joe Rogan, and he was like, the reason he's popular is because he is just like us being men. Joe Rogan is just like us. The woman who is just like us has never been invented.
No, that's exactly,
Getting chills on my head.
I'm like, yeah, that's good.
You said that.
I
mean, just on the fly.
Yeah, because his basic
Because I'm guessing you didn't, did you guys plan for this interview? Because it was incredibly, like, you're really intelligent. Like,
thank you.
I mean, he's an intelligent professor, you know.
I mean, tell him,
scientist.
He founded at UC Boulder. He's a professor there. He founded
HURL,
which stands for Humor Research Lab.
Something, Got it. It's got to be funny.
So he's a behavioral scientist, and he studies humor and like what makes us laugh, what makes things funny. I had, when I worked in reality TV, I had found a book that he had written called The Humor Code.
Okay.
He traveled the world to find out if there was like a connection between what makes things funny in different cultures.
Okay.
So we had tried to put a show together. It's like, frankly, just like a little bit too smart for cable television. Like for like a cable
for America.
TV reality audience. Like there's definitely like a smart,
I think if you were in the UK.
Yeah, something like that.
I often lament the American audience.
It's
so,
tough.
but that's a whole other. But yes, I love this.
I haven't given up on them, but it's really frustrating.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you got to, but there could be so many good things. You just have to open your.
Well, I think what's so brilliant about what you're doing is I think there's a lot of women in this country, and maybe men too, that are just like, this isn't working for me either.
Yeah.
That like I said, don't have a language, but they're just waiting to get hit on the head with something new.
Yeah.
You know,
right? I think
and
that's
when that happens, and enough people acknowledge it as valid, then I think it could explode into something new. I hope I live to see it.
I know, me too.
Yeah.
Like our kids lived. I don't have kids yet.
Yes.
But like the next generation.
Yeah.
That's what I think. You're right, and I talked about this in that podcast. I think a lot of women have for a long time just sort of like accepted that like this is what entertainment is.
Yes.
And I mean, we've seen in the last few years, like, I mean, if you read one Me Too story from Hollywood, you're like, oh, I get it. Like, there are male producers who have male gatekeepers, who have male gatekeepers, who have male gatekeepers, who then focus group a male audience.
Yeah.
And then women, because we've just been like, that's what we've been served our whole life, we're like, oh, okay, I guess I just accept this. Except now there's so many more women who are making things, and women have the language and the ability to be like, no, this is the kind of entertainment that I want.
Right. But here's what's so brilliant about what you said about it not being invented yet.
Yeah.
Is because I've really wrestled with my own identity as a woman, because I grew up loving the movies, loving entertainment, but painfully aware as I became a woman through puberty and into adult life, I didn't even know who I was as a woman, because like there isn't, it's not, I don't see it in front of me,
right?
You know,
like men
to identify with. So I'm identifying with men, but when men see me on the street, they don't see a man, so that identity is not working for me either. Yeah. They see something totally different.
Yeah, it's like a really narrow kind of box of
like
who women are supposed to be or allowed to be.
Right.
And like my whole life as like a teenager, like something that I really identified with when I read Amy Schumer's book.
Yeah.
A girl with the lower back tattoo. It was really good.
Right.
And she talked about how she was like, when I was a teenager, like my sense of humor was like, what would make men laugh? And I was like, Dumb and Dumber and Black Sheep and Tommy Boy were like my favorite movies.
Yeah.
And a woman in
I loved Wayne's World.
Oh my God, all of those things.
Yeah, but I saw myself as, what's his name? The Garth was his name. Garth with the blonde hair.
For Halloween. I gotta show you a picture.
Oh my gosh! Don't leave me hanging.
I don't want to touch your hand. I got nervous.
Oh my gosh! No, I'm fine. I have a cast. I'm fine. I haven't had the surgery yet. That's next month.
I feel you. So anyway, it really like I watched and like I saw men as an example in comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, there are huge, amazing women.
But I also love all these male comics. Yeah.
They weren't like universally accessible to me. Like I didn't I didn't grow up listening to or watching or being able to find like
Phyllis Diller or none of, like I only recently found Judy Tenuta. I didn't even know who that is. So exactly, and I felt one of my mom friends who grew up, her parents, I think if your parents were really into comedy, so she watched everything. Yeah. So she's like, dude, Judy Tenuta. And I look her up online. Oh my God, just her own crazy, like nothing else is like her. Yeah. And then I ended up interviewing her.
Oh, I love
and then because I was like, I'm going to interview her on this channel. I went down a rabbit hole, but guess what happened?
Because when you're interested, you're interested.
That's true. Yeah, I do go down. Well, maybe that's why I love that about you.
That's what I do. But
I love it. Did you ever do you feel that your parents or someone validated that side of you, or are you just going to do it no matter what?
I kind of always did do it no matter what. I was like a super, super fierce reader. And I was obsessed with reading. Yeah. And so I think that was the easiest way to go down those rabbit holes.
Of course.
My mom would just be like, take me to the library, and then I could you know.
Nice.
But it wasn't like I grew up in Buffalo, New York.
Yes.
I went to public school. I had like so many more advantages than most people have. But like frankly, it was just like education's whatever. Like you go to school, you come home.
But you self-educated.
I was just like, that's it. I think that there must be more. Like I always wanted to know more.
And so is Buffalo very big?
It's so it's basically like the best way I can describe it.
Small city.
Like people think about New York and they think about Buffalo.
Yeah.
I didn't go to New York City until I was 14 years old.
Okay.
It's like a 7-hour drive. My family it's a totally separate idea.
Right.
So Buffalo I always describe as like the best way to put it is like Chicago. It's like kind of a Midwest city.
So
it's very blue collar.
Yeah.
It's very like we've got the Beatles, we're underdogs. It's like a city of like good people who like, work hard.
Right.
And it's, I grew up in the suburbs. So I grew up on an island between Niagara Falls and Buffalo, which was like a middle class suburb.
Yeah.
My mom was my school lunch lady, which you really develop a personality.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I have a joke about how high-waisted pants are in now.
Oh yeah.
And I'm always joking about how only girls that don't remember the lunch lady from the 80s should be wearing these because I can still smell the mashed potatoes. Like, did she wear the high-waisted?
My mom had,
or was she?
She wore a hairnet.
Yes.
She wore a hairnet. And also my mom is like extremely attractive. She's like a very cute blonde woman.
I'm so in love with your mom right now.
She's literally adorable. She has fed every child in my small town her entire life. Like she knows everything that's going on with every kid more than any parent now. She like takes care of the whole town.
Aww.
And she, when we were in high school, like all of my siblings were in high school.
Yeah.
Her best friend also worked in the school cafeteria with her, and they would put on sparkly tap shoes for our birthdays. And
this is a show,
cookies.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, my mom's waiting for me to be like, I sold a script about your life.
Yeah, you will do that. I saw that the instant you said her best friend.
They would tap dance out to us and sing happy birthday. And I, literally, in 9th grade, in my...
And can she tap?
I mean...
Like, she can pretend.
She has it in her heart. She's got tap.
I'm like that, too. I can pretend tap. Like, I've auditioned for things, and I'm like, look up here. I took the taps off my shoes. Here I come, Broadway.
No, she's a fantastic tap dancer in her mind. And
which is all that matters.
They would just embarrass us and make huge signs that said happy birthday. And in
oh my gosh,
grade,
I love this so
freshman,
much.
People would be like, oh my God, Jen, I love your mom. And I would be like, my mother is dead. I hated it so
because
much.
Here's the thing. I grew up in a small town, was also a big reader.
Where did you grow up?
Los Olivos. It's a tiny little town in Santa Barbara County. It's California. I was the weirdo, and I'm wondering the combination of going down a lot of rabbit holes before your time, because that's what you do with books, and your mom being although it sounds like your mom was popular.
More popular than me, which will really mess you up.
I understand. My mom was the substitute teacher that everyone loved, and she would favorite everyone but me because she didn't want to show favorites.
Right.
So then that was the day Jomi Smith could pick on me. I just said her last name. I love you now, Jomi. We've straightened it out.
I hope you made some changes.
No, she did. Well, here's the thing. Is I come from such a small town. All my Facebook friends are also from then.
Me
you
too.
know,
which is funny because that's the
I can't talk shit.
But then those aren't the same people who are on Twitter or on Instagram.
No, yeah.
So I'm like, I just want to give up on the whole internet. It's too much work. I don't know.
Maybe
you can't
give up,
go
Jen.
back to an AOL profile or something.
Oh, I love you. I'm gonna go retro.
But
you're gonna start something with
that's
that.
The recipe. It's grow up in a small town, be fiercely interested with not really enough resources, and have people think you're weird.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Do you think there's enough of us in the country or around the world to really spring this idea that we have, that there will be a new voice, that we will finally define our femininity and entertainment?
I think so. I really do. I think that
you're a believer.
Yeah, I am a believer.
Yeah, I get so many trolls trying to jerk off that I'm really jaded.
Yeah, no, I think because those trolls are looking at, and that, I don't know, it really
they don't come
me.
to this channel. They come to my family channel, and that's what's so fucking creepy. Yeah.
Ugh, it's I didn't say that in that podcast, but I use this analogy. Yeah, I'll say it here. I make this analogy where it's women in comedy. There was like all of the Jimmys
yeah.
of the world were
yeah.
like, the cream rises. Don't you know that in comedy? Like, if you're good enough, you rise to the top. And I'm like, I know that you really need to think that, because you for sure worked hard.
Yeah.
And like, you made sacrifices, and you have like skills and talents that other people don't. So like, you fully have to believe that.
Right.
But like, if you showed up to like a practice field to play baseball, all the other guys on a team would be like, hey, yeah, come play. Because like, we have to practice to get good, right? Yeah. So all of those guys who were already on that like pickup or baseball team were like, come play. Come take some swings and practice.
Yeah.
And when we show up to the stadium, first of all, if you're a black woman, you're probably not even allowed even closer, right?
Right.
If you're a woman in general, or
it's just you're allowed if it's there to be eye candy for the boys. Right. That's what I found.
Eye candy, or like, now we're gonna really put you through the ringer to see if you can really hack it.
Right.
And so basically, you get so much more hell before you even pick up the bat to swing. Yeah,
that's true.
That you don't even get the chance to strike out.
Right.
So that's why when women get up to the plate, they're finally like, I have to either hit a home run or I gotta
It's a lot
home.
of pressure.
Yeah. Whereas men can just like literally play until they get good.
I do see that. I see people being groomed.
Yeah.
And I see the women having to pull a lot of stunts to even get a slot.
Yeah.
And I'm talking at more what we would call like, not West Side Comedy. I actually think that I like what I see happening there. Like, I see that they get, like, oh, the future might be female after all. Like, maybe there's something to this.
New t-shirt.
Right?
Wait a minute. The future
Wait, our customers coming in kind of stare at these guys like, you know, we need more women.
Yeah.
But I see at some of the other clubs in Hollywood, I do see, I see people being groomed, but the women have to hustle.
Yeah, they do.
Like, they're not getting any of the same mentorship, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's another tough
They just have to show up and be hot and be on and hustle.
Because I mean, the idea I think that a lot of people don't understand about a lot of, I don't know, I would say a lot of Hollywood jobs even, not just like entertainment, like performing, but like a lot of, is that like mentorship is a really big.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing. And something that I don't think that people talk about enough too. So I work in reality TV in development, which meant that I basically like would show up to an office and for 9 hours a day sit at a desk and be like, here's an idea, and that's my job. That's the most fun part of the job. A lot of it also sucks. And
as most jobs
do. But what's interesting is like even in reality television, I see the same things that I'm finding. I've been doing stand-up now for about 5 years, so I've been trying to like kind of, I don't know, I kind of pursue stand-up the same way that I pursued my career, which is like, here are my goals, here's where I want to be, this is what I'll do. I don't know if that's working out so far. I might be losing my mind. But because you
feel spread thin.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'm that way too.
There's too many targets.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So anyway, I really noticed something that I don't think, somebody must be talking about this, and somebody must have a book, and maybe somebody can recommend it to us. But like, all of the camaraderie that I have from my female friends, female colleagues, women who I like identify with and have like come up with in reality TV. Yeah. We take breaks to have children. We lose a ring on a rung or a
we have periods every month.
Right.
I have a coven and it's like every month we're like, we're not going out tonight.
I mean, even and in comedy too, we talked about this when we had a quick conversation in the green room. I see the same thing where I'm like, there aren't a lot of people acknowledging that like this kind of like linked arm of people, like sometimes people have to step back, or sometimes people are no longer you know, it's like, if you think of yourself having like these connections within this world, it's much riskier to knowing that like women just have a much harder go, whereas men can still like go and have kids, but like they don't have to take a break from their careers.
Oh my gosh, so this is something I want to share. I'm so glad you brought this up. It's your tweet. And
I love all the
not to interrupt you. Well, I felt you were, you know, I thought you were just a boxed wine mom daughter, and then it turns out
my mom loves her boxed wine.
And we were gonna get to that. That's why I said, well, I don't know what you thought, because she said, how long do you go? Because I was gonna put a parking pass in her car. I'm like, about an hour. I don't know if you were like, oh shit.
No,
but now you can see how, because I had plans. We are going down
how many games you have on your iPad.
Oh, this is a kid. It's a kid. It's been taken over by the kids.
When kids look at my phone, they're like, "Where's your games?"
Yeah, right. Start loading the free ones, kids. So this is Jen, and it's your. You can read it, but it's great. You go ahead and read it.
I'd like to be a mother someday, or as I like to call it, a content creator.
That wasn't the right one, was it? Oh, this wasn't the right tweet. But this is also one that I really like, so we're gonna get back to that because I want to talk to you about that too, because that you told that joke last week.
Because I'm working.
And I loved it. I laughed really hard, so hard I think I was embarrassed for myself.
Because what works with that joke is if somebody laughs really hard, I point to them and I say, "Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my baby."
Yes.
But then if nobody laughs, then
then you can't do it.
So I'm like, I don't know.
You can't do the tag. Yeah. Okay, so you got in it with someone. Was it at a not 21 saying, "I see your sentiment, but and so even if the burden is alleviated by people who help her raise children, she's still obviously subject to judgment for it, and male comics are not." That's why I wanted to ask you, because then you went back.
Replies?
It was on your feed.
Oh, I do remember.
And
what this is
I
about.
think this is why I was because you just touched upon this, how the double standard between men having childcare built in, the whole thing, free childcare, and women not.
Yeah.
And I love that you're not a mom.
But I see it.
But you see it because I talk to moms and they don't see it.
Was born from a mom. So which is rare in this world. Not a lot of people were born and had a mother. So they can't understand. I have a special insight.
But see, this is why I know we're not there yet, because a lot of people have a blind spot.
They do. Okay.
Because every guest I have on here, and a lot of times they're moms who are comedians, I ask them what they feel about the double standard, the judgment, and they look at me like they've never thought of that before.
Yeah. And they're like, wait a minute.
And I'm like, and the fact that you're looking forward, you're looking around you, you're observant. Yeah. You watched your mom.
I watched my mom. I watched women around me. I watched moms who are comics. So I told you. So I run a show called The Ladies Room. Yeah. There was a woman who I booked who that morning was like, she was like, "Oh, can you put me up early because I'm timing my breastfeeding?" And I was like, "No problem." Yeah. And then she texted me later and was like, "I totally messed up. Can you put me up late?" Right. And I really foresaw, like, as a woman who's a comedian and I want to have children, I was like, maybe it's me being super selfish, because I was like, we have to help each other out. Like, we really have to change systems in order to make this fair for everybody. And fair for everybody is good for people. Yes. Because if there's more people who have different perspectives who are given the platform to say them, things are better. Yeah. And I have to say, my husband, thank God, in a way. Yeah. I mean, this is going to sound, I actually am terrified that Trump's president. But because he did, I think women had this platform to be like, this really is a problem. Yeah. And because so much was written, my husband's an intellectual type, so I could tell him till I'm blue in the face the difference. Yeah. But if he's not feeling it personally, but then when he reads all these accounts and all this journalism, he's totally on board now. Right. Yeah, and he's helping with the kids and the dishes and all these things, which is this like big deal. Yeah. But he's getting the experience. Like, I was saying this. Right. Now, it is. You know, it is. But to his credit, I think we have, like, just how some people maybe that haven't experienced the effects of racism have a blind spot about it. You know, like if it doesn't hit home, you can be really ignorant about certain things. And I think in knowing that too, because there have been so many instances where I've had to, and it's a lifelong process, but that I'm doing the work to see the privilege that I've had in the way that the system is systemically set up to be racist. Right. And when I have those moments where I'm like, oh my God, I never realized that. Right. I think, well, there's a lot of power in admitting that and like putting that on you and being like, this is important to grow. But I'm like, why aren't men interested in doing that? Because I'm very interested. I think some are. No, I think some are. And they are, but it also doesn't serve them for their own survival. So they just like
Oh, wait, you know Art Hernandez? Do you know Art?
No.
He runs Mike over at Cinema Bar.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Yeah, and he was born, I think, after 1985.
Yeah.
And he seemed to think there was a line between the comics born after 1985 and the ones before. Mm-hmm. And his argument was that he had a very different, like, they're not as sexist. Like, the guys that grew up in a different era have this blind spot about their own sexism. Yeah. And those of him, like he and other guys that were younger, they grew up knowing more about the conversation, and they're aware of more willing to adapt. Like they're very, and they're like, well, I think they're also like, take us with you.
Kinda,
yeah, take us with you. Don't exclude us just because, I don't want, there to be a...
I saw a tweet recently. I can't find it. I don't remember where it was. But it just said, it was like an LA comic who I follow who said some guy at an open mic just like bombed and then yelled, "Women run comedy in Los Angeles." I was like, I love that you think that, but please keep
Well,
moving.
Interestingly, a lot of the producers at the top clubs are female.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? Not a lot, but like they're out there.
Yeah, they're out there.
I think they are more, though, tuned to what fills the space with men, you know?
And I think you touched on a good point, too, that, like, they are kind of, like, take us with you, because, like, for the first time, it's like, I think when men are like, why do I have to do that? This isn't how things work. I'm kind of like, wouldn't you want to evolve, though?
Right.
Like, wouldn't you want to be better,
well,
smarter,
but think about
faster?
it. Like, you have, like, how great would it be to have someone that takes care of your kids, someone that cleans your house? I mean, like, a job, a desk. Yeah, I mean, I think we're inherently selfish beings. So I think there is like as long as I'm not an asshole about it, I really don't want things to change.
Right.
This is a life of privilege. I'm not ready to give up.
I'm not ready to give this up. So of course they wouldn't. Which is, I think, a conversation we should really be having, because if we are really shifting in power, I don't want the world to run. I don't want women to run the world the way men ran it.
No, completely agree. That doesn't work. Yeah.
So you'll love this.
Yeah.
This tweet about childcare was about Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, I love it. I do love it.
I feel bad because I think this guy is somebody who I follow who is like totally nice and fine, and I just was like in a mood.
Yeah.
But like he tweeted and was like, I love how Miss Maisel basically can just like ignore her kids, and I was like, I get your, like, I see the joke, but, like, I don't think he realized that it was, like, a very low-hanging piece of fruit, because and I almost think that they must, because they're still, at the end of the day, brilliant producers.
Yeah.
But, like, I think that they know that they're generating a conversation about childcare.
Right.
By having her be very sort of flippant about...
Now, is this in the second season? Because the first season, my husband and I, what we noticed is how convenient that her parents lived in the building.
Yeah.
Like, that was an amazing solve for... Like, otherwise, she's not going anywhere.
Great way to, like, streamline the story, right?
Yeah, like, how would she have... She dragging them to the club, like...
But what it really did, and I think about this all the time, too. I live in LA, my fiance's in LA, we want to have kids. All of my family's back in Buffalo.
Yeah.
I see how hard it is for my family in Buffalo who has kids, who has family. And a community, and and how important that is. But so... when he wrote that tweet, I was like, yeah, but like there's a bigger conversation here. Yeah. Because if she were Mr. Maisel, and that's what it in Mr. Maisel's case, it was like he had a built-in wife who basically gave him, afforded him a life,
got him the slot, took him. I was very aware in that first episode. I'm like, oh my God, if I as a woman had a full-time assistant and like. You know who else was like that? Ray Bradbury. I think of some of these people who had a wife who just supported everything. My grandfather. My grandfather took my grandmother's trust money, and it was his passion to have an orange grove, and she supported him in all. Like, men just have this entitlement to do
their dream.
Anything. And we're lucky if they're, feeding us, or I don't know. Like,
we're lucky if we just like get to
have
come along for the ride and nobody breaks into our home at night.
Yeah.
Like,
It like and that's why it's such a, I think it's such a like a blessing, and like I also realize how lucky I am to do this, because like for the first time in human existence, I can pursue my dream.
Yes, and you said that in the interview, and it really struck me as so amazing, because you're right. And I will love to watch you navigate that, because I feel that women figuring that out, that is that next huge journey we're taking together.
You know, what's funny about that too is that, I literally said this yesterday, because, you know, I love to cook.
Right.
I love to read.
Yeah.
And I also love to raise children.
Yeah.
As a joke to my fiance yesterday, I was like, maybe at the end of the day, I was just supposed to stay home and be a mom, actually.
Yeah.
But that's the idea.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
That's exactly it. It's what I said. I was like, this is the exact thing. Is that women just want the choice to be able to to basically hack their life the way men have always been able to.
Right.
Like, they want the ability to be like
to pursue their dreams.
To have like
men just get to pursue their dreams.
Like by default.
Yeah.
They're just like, welcome to Earth, you're a man. What's
do you
your
want?
dream?
And everyone's gonna come along, your wife and your 6 kids. Your starving wife and 6 kids. Yeah.
So I think that really what it comes down to is that women, not only that we want the choice, but we need systems in place that give us the ability to make choices, and the ability to have autonomy, and the ability to live a life. Yeah. Because, and again, I'm like, maybe I'm being super selfish because I know that I want to have children and I want to be a mother.
No, I think you're coming in with your eyes open.
3.5 years.
Well, I think so much of it has to do with your partner. Because if they are understanding the tenets of the modern woman, and in the era that we're supposed to be in, then you can have those conversations. But if you don't, then it's like you're sleeping with the enemy, quite frankly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the unfair part is that. And I love the word partner. Like, having an equal partnership seems... And I've had a lot of moms in play groups say, I thought I was going in with that, because they're both well educated, they understand the conversation. On, what to look for?
Well, because we do go back to what we know. So, what was his relationship with his mom like?
Awful. No, I'm just kidding. That was great.
Like, how independent was she? What was her modeling?
Yeah.
You know?
And when I look at his relation, like when I look at all of that, I'm like, oh, what a lovely family to plug into. And also my fiance. It's
new. So I'm gonna do just a really quick. So because of this whole moment that your joke that I love so much, I have a little something for you. And I think this is a perfect moment to congratulate you on your engagement. I don't know how recent it is.
It was September.
And I have to tell you, this is supposed to be the normal size, and I'm gonna blame my husband, who's a horrible assistant, who doesn't understand what the hell I was talking about. Hopefully there's no price tag.
There's so many reasons I love this. This is a box of the Franzia Chardonnay. What I like to suggest is you open up the spout, so the spout sticks out, wrap it, put a bow on top, and then they just put it right in their fridge.
So I'm learning, but I have to tell you, I yelled at him for about an hour. Because I was like, what is this, a pocket rocket? Like, what is this? He's like, it's the equivalent of 2 bottles of wine.
Yes, and this is related to also, my fiance is like a very, subversive and, he's the best probably person for me to be with, because every time I have, I'm like, hey, I have a thought. What if we don't have last names? And he's like, let's talk about that. He's like a very...
he's open.
He is, and that's the way, because of the way he's raised. He's very, he's really cerebral. He's really
where is he from?
He's from Ohio, the middle of Ohio.
Okay.
Which is so funny.
Yeah.
He has a web series where he plays video games as a pacifist.
Yes.
Well,
I was wondering if I did some. So. I went down your rabbit hole, and I couldn't figure out who your fiance was, but his name's Jeremy.
He's a little bit mysterious.
Well, I didn't know. Did you have to sign an NDB? Did you? Really. Is that what it's called? I always say the abbreviations. I'm dyslexic. Here, can I show him this picture? Yeah. This is her fiance, Jeremy. How adorable.
He has a persona, so he doesn't like to be super.
Yeah, I noticed that because you are really out there. You've got your podcast with Solange and Jen that's Taking Down the Patriarchy with Jen and Solange. Is that what
Take Down the Patriarchy with Solange and Jen. You had all the right elements.
It's all there. I am. This is me, you guys. I'm a creative type. And then you've got your newsletter last night. You're like, I'm sending this out on your newsletter. I'm like, well, pressure's on. My
newsletter went out this morning, which is why I keep checking my phone because I'm like,
check your phone. This is a live video.
Used the wrong take it down immediately, which I won't.
That's so funny.
But so my fiance, I had this audition for something that was like, I think it was like I was gonna be. It was like a news desk, like a jokey news desk kind of thing, like a digital platform. Yeah. And I had written this joke. This was, I think, my box mom, my box joke came from that.
I don't have wine glasses, so I unboxed the crystal, the wedding crystal, because I thought we could cheers you.
I don't know if she'd let me hold this.
Oh, stop it, Jen.
This is
it's
Waterford.
Yeah, from Ireland, like you. Okay.
So he, after this audition, which by the way, I was like, that was so great. I felt so good about it. I had like written this bit. I practiced for a week.
Nice.
Killed it.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I was like, I'm taking myself out for a glass of happy hour wine.
All right.
Feeling good. I was like, Los Angeles, you're the best. Got back to my car, it was towed. Because I forgot that and
Los Angeles,
celebratory wine.
The moment you think you got this LA thing, LA is bitch slaps you right up.
But when I came home, so my boyfriend picked me up from the tow. At the time, from the tow guy. He had gotten me a box of Franzia.
Aww.
And I was like, and honestly, I was like, this is good. It was sunset
blush. Well,
we put it in the freezer.
I did say, is there a blush? But they did not have a blush because I thought it had to be blush. Yes.
No,
but I thought since we're on camera, if you want to drink some, if you don't, I know it's morning, so I get that. Let's just have it. We just need a toast to your engagement. So can I guess what his YouTube channel is based on, or are we not allowed to say?
No, you can say.
Is he Gold Vision?
Yeah, that's
Did I find him?
Yeah.
All right, I could go down the rabbit hole too. I love that you have rabbit holes. I do too. I used to like do these weird, I would like post private videos, but you'd have to, they used to have the thing where it was like, you had to click on the end of the video to get to the next video.
Oh no, I don't.
I've been on YouTube forever.
You're an early adopter then, because he
09.
probably knows that, but I do not.
Yeah, and 08 is actually when I started. But I thought maybe someone would take the time to find all my video art. I have a secret video art channel, but I don't know that anyone did.
But that's the fun part.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
When I like to leave some Easter eggs.
Yes, I love Easter eggs. Yeah.
You also like to rabbit hole
but I also love approval from people, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I know.
So then I'm like,
and then you're like,
what am I doing with my life?
The wind? Got it.
Yeah, and like the digital age where there's too much information, and
I'm honestly even surprised too. Like right now, and by the way, I have like dozens of YouTube subscribers.
I subscribed. I subscribed to your channel because you have a new show.
I have stuff online.
Wait, let's say what that is because you could get some more subscribers. My mom watches this. She'll subscribe.
Jen O'Donnell's my YouTube.
Jen O'Donnell, that's right. And it came right. Wait, no, but your series is called
The Internet According to Jen.
And it came right up.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
When you typed in my name.
No, I typed in The Internet According to Jen, and you got it.
Oh, yeah, that one does
usually,
come up pretty fast,
which is great. That means it's a very good sign.
Okay. So, but I'm really, really good at promoting other people. And
understandably.
Not myself. It's painful.
Speaking of which, this is what I'm supposed to do at the beginning of every video.
Okay.
Don't forget to subscribe, tap the bell, and like this video if you believe that parents are people too. I can't do it. But here's the thing. If you don't do it, you don't get, people really need to be told what to do. And I'm just really bad at adapting to this climate. I'm of the thing, if someone thinks it's cool, they'll subscribe. If you have a joke, they'll subscribe. Come on, you guys.
This is why we're hopefully earnest.
Yeah.
Doomed to fail.
Right.
Because we believe that the world is a merit-based system.
Well, and also,
I want it to be, and it just feels gross not to be.
Well, not merit-based, but that. Well, I mean, at least that there's enough of a subculture for people that are like, ew, I'm not going to subscribe to the other stuff, but people that maybe are keeping it real. Oh, thank you. Here, let me pass another glass. I washed them. I'm actually really happy because my memory of these glasses this is 12 years ago now, was so hideous.
I really.
I had this.
I could have done like a sip. I chose not to. Cheers.
Cheers.
Now we're wine moms.
Hell yeah! I'm
actually
a whiskey mom.
I don't have any kids, but I'm a wine mom.
You're prepared. Well, here's the great thing.
I'm gonna steal that for myself.
Do it. It's yours. Oh God, I love your jokes. You're a good joke writer.
I was just gonna say, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay because that you're being prepared. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm all over the place. You're preparing for motherhood because it's socially acceptable in America for moms to drink wine.
Yes.
But like someone else Friday night's like, I'm a pot mom. I want to get her on too. The host.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
Nicole,
I'm a whiskey mom, and it's like we're the scary moms.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But a wine mom that's completely understandable.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my fiance he's super supportive. He's been to every single like 2 people at the back of the bar show.
Oh, I love it.
He's like always the guy who I'm like, can you just like, I don't want to drive into Hollywood. Can you just like always? He shoots all my stuff. He's great. So he's heard my jokes a million times. One time I even had him do my 5-minute set for me, and he can.
Oh, that's so great.
When I was so I have this joke where I talk about my mom's a wine mom, and then I wrote this joke where I was like, I would like to someday I'm going to be an ecstasy mom.
Nice.
And when I said this to my fiance, I actually got him to laugh, which. Not that he's an awful person.
No, but once you've heard a joke,
and I was like, maybe I'll be an ecstasy mom. What's the worst that can happen? I just tell my kids how much I love them.
Oh my gosh, you told that last week. I laughed so hard.
And that's like, it was like when I said that to him, and he just like really laughed. I was like, oh, okay, so there's something there. So I've been like working that out. It was tough. I was saying Molly Mom for a while.
Yeah,
not a while.
I like
I
ecstasy.
had this joke for 3 weeks. But
no, but it's great. I like it. I feel like you threw a Molly reference in last week. Were you testing it out? I like Ecstasy Mom because I feel outside of Los Angeles, people don't. I hardly know what Molly is.
I think I can say Ecstasy Mom, and if people get it, I can be like, kids will call me the Molly Mom. You know,
just add to it. Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of your jokes, I pulled up that other because now it's out of the box. Out of the box.
Out of the box.
The wine is out of the box.
We're really thinking outside of the box.
We're drinking outside of the box. So your fiance is a YouTuber, kind of shy because he has an online personality, so he separates his life.
He does, which is so smart. I'm so glad you brought this up.
Yeah.
So, and he does. He kind of separates those two things. And I was going to say, I was surprised that I've gone through all of my YouTube videos, which have dozens of subscribers that nobody really watches anyway. And I've disabled comments for everything. And the reason, so he has his YouTube channel. One time we were sitting on the couch together.
Yeah.
He post a video.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, people are like, this is so great. I love what you do. And I'll read the comments to him that are nice.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't read them.
Funny.
And
I love that.
So this one morning we're sitting on the couch. I get an alert after he posts a video, and I was like, oh, look who has a comment on her YouTube channel. It's me. And I literally lift it up, and I go, I hope you die of cancer. So this idea that, when the Jimmys, when the Joe Rogans tell you that the cream rises and that the best people will succeed, it's like, when they were practicing, when they were making videos and putting them online, and people didn't tell them to die of cancer, and people didn't basically threaten their life or make them feel, when they didn't have that, because truthfully, if you have enough of that, you're going to listen to it. No matter how hard you try.
I have mixed feelings about it. So
I'd love to hear
when I first started on YouTube, I was really afraid because it was with a character I had created that was really bonkers.
Okay, which is
she was Andy Mills. That's true.
Right?
It's very much more personal when it's you, and that's what makes it very complicated. Why I don't think I could ever figure out my channel, personal channel. It's just too personal, so I never went there. So it's not doing well.
Right.
But this character, her BFF was a Barbie doll, Babs. And she's a lovable loser, kind of, in her 20s, but really 12 forever.
Babs or Annie?
So Andy Mills was my character.
Gotcha.
Why, just think like Blossom on crack, and then her BFF Babs, who she understands when they talk to each other.
Yeah, right.
So I just do close-ups of the Barbie, and people thought I was bonkers. Yeah. I was a little ahead of my time.
That's how you know you're onto something as soon as somebody
if I had continued with it, but it was a stage of my creative journey. And I was really afraid of what my friends and family would think, but they all came back with positive. So I got over that fear.
Okay.
Because your friends and family, they're going to think I'm crazy because I was completely doing this on my own.
Right.
And then what I found is people that know you only people are positive. If they have negative things to say, they say it to someone else.
Which is great. And
you never hear it?
Yeah.
Good. I'm good.
Yeah.
When I started to get the crazy bad comments, I'm like, yes, more than my friends and family are watching. Oh, so it was this like celebratory, now I'm reaching a bigger audience.
Solange says the same thing. Yeah. She's like, if somebody's taking the time to, like, somebody commented on our podcast and was like, I really agree with the message. I just feel like it's sort of done by amateurs. I was like, who do you think makes podcasts?
Yeah.
Like, what are you, like, do you understand what a podcast is?
Right. Well, and I wanted to ask you if you guys get a lot of trolls.
Takes the time.
Yeah, because it's so out there. Yeah.
At one point I was just like, you know what? I'll get in this melee. And also, you have a lot to gain by getting in the melee.
Interesting.
Like, that's what Twitter is. It's like, if you decide to, like, go and throw some punches.
Yeah.
But the thing is that ultimately, I say this all the time, like, if I really wanted to do that, I could be really good at it. I'm like, I am
a troll.
Secretly a very mean person, and I could really have some fun with these people.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I see my son doing it.
Spend my life doing that? Do I want to have that kind of, like, stressful experience in the world?
Yeah.
Is that the mark I want to leave?
Right.
Is that... And really, the way Twitter works is, like, the more controversy, the better. The more quotes taken out of context, the more, like, mud throwing.
Yeah, we've created a system that really rewards it.
And so what I'm doing, my goal, is to only do super earnest things and never promote myself, and hopefully somebody...
Well, if I had a bigger influence, I would be promoting the shit out of you because and by the way, because I don't think any advertisers even want to touch my channel.
No, I think they totally will.
You think? Yeah, I don't know. According to YouTube, they don't.
My fiance will do is he'll put on, like, whatever, like, dumb idiot 16-year-old is, like, playing video games for 6 million people and getting 6 figures.
Yeah.
He'll just, like, one time I was so like, I don't like this. I know it could be better. I don't want to be on camera. I hate this whole thing. And he was like, I need you to come watch this live feed. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it was a webcam video of an empty chair that I think at the time 600,000 people were watching. And the guy was yelling from his kitchen that he would be back in just a second. And he was like, I don't think you really can say that. Right.
Well, and this is where...
You know, like, it just is, like, it's...
Yeah. Well, and this is where I think women, we're a real threat to ourselves because we're so incredibly hard on ourselves, because where men are not.
Survival has always depended on being likable.
Yeah, that's right.
On time.
That's absolutely right.
I was going so crazy that I was going to be late this morning because I'm not late. Like, I don't, and, like, I'm
it was a blessing. If you had come any sooner. My daughter was pooping her pants, like, it was all kinds of...
I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because those high standards, I think, are actually what make us... I mean, I wouldn't want to be like, and then we should lower our standards, right?
No,
so I said to him, she's having a good time.
Yeah, my daughter's playing with Marcy in the background, so cheers. This is what I'm encouraging moms to do. Just once a week, take time for yourself to be a bad mom. Not all full time.
Yeah. And also, you're a great mom.
Give yourself, give yourself permission. Well, and that's the thing is, it's so easy to be a bad mom. When you become a mom, you'll see how easy it is, especially if you are trying to get people's approval, which you shouldn't, but you do at school and, you know, at drop off or whatever. It's so easy to be a bad mom where dads can do whatever. They don't have to bake the perfect muffin.
And all the stories we tell, all the shows we watch keep weaving that same thing. Where it's like, this dad is like a dopey, lovable loser. And my mom's the one that makes it. And I'm like, what if we just tried to even that? What if
and that's what I'm trying to do.
Good and bad together?
Yeah.
So this is what I would love your take on, because I'm like, I don't really have, this is a rabbit hole I haven't gone down yet. So
all right, let's go down it. Let's do it. Okay.
So we had friends coming over for dinner recently.
Yeah.
And and I love cooking, so that's what I'll do.
Right.
And then my fiance will like clean, right?
Great.
And I look in the sink and I'm like, can you put like, you know that barkeeper's friend?
I have it. I love it.
Just like bleach. Like
it's Is it bleach? But it's got like an abrasive.
It's like clean your sink.
Yeah.
It's like.
It's got to happen once a month.
I was like, can you sprinkle the barkeeper?
Yeah.
Because the sink's like filthy.
Yeah.
And our friends are coming over and we're having dinner and I don't want to have a dirty sink. And so I went down this little rabbit hole where I was like, I have a question. Because both of these are like friends who were both individually friends.
Yeah.
I was like, if the guy was coming over, would it cross your mind at all to clean the sink? And he was like, no. And I was like, so it's interesting because I know that they're both coming over and she's my friend and she's going to look at my sink and I don't want her to be like,
yeah,
your sink's dirty.
Yes.
And so I thought, okay, because what I do is I'm constantly like asking why we do things as a comedian, as everything. And I'm like, okay, so am I being unfair because I'm holding this, and like I'm like preparing myself for women's judgment and it's really unfair. And then I thought, and I'm like, okay, so I should just not have a clean sink. And then I said, but wait, are women holding each other to high standards? And that's what keeps the world clean and functioning.
This is so great.
So we have to bear that burden because the world won't clean and function if we aren't holding each other to it. And so then I figured that the answer really just is, I said, Jeremy, next time you go to your friend's house and it's just the guys, I want you to say, hey, dude, why don't you clean your sink? Because we can't only,
this
we
is
can't
great.
be the only ones trying to hold up. And
but
like cleaning sinks is one example.
No, I know, and this brings to mind something I did read once. It was a book called They Saw the Elephant, I think it's They Saw the Elephant, and it's about women of the like the West, developing West.
Ooh, I would love this.
You would,
yeah,
and I think and They Saw the Elephant, something like that, and they would ship women into San Francisco to marry the men to domesticate and civilize San Francisco, the city.
Because the crime rates would lower. They would have children so they could create a boom
They'd wear clothes.
Right, but
they wouldn't poop out back.
These women were basically holding all of the power in that town, but what they were enslaved people.
Absolutely.
Like they were.
Yeah, no, completely. Yeah,
like needed them to.
I've even told my husband before all of this happened, where he became like he's been woke. Let's say. Yeah. Before he was woke, I would say it's like I'm sleeping with my slave master.
Yeah.
And he would think he's like, you can't hold me accountable for all the men out there. But what they don't get is... If he's not
holding men accountable,
you
can't.
Yeah, it's like, well, I know what I'm living. And it's really interesting that you say this, because what I'm trying to break free from is wanting the being aware of other moms judging me, realizing it's not the dads, it is the moms. Oh, and then maybe it's my relationship with myself, putting the pressure on myself, because no one really cares about what I'm doing.
And I think the unfair, like when
but
people
I like
talk
that.
When people like women don't get along and women are going to fight with each other, and it's like, well, we have to exist every day in a system that is so unfair. I think we can just cut each other a little bit of slack.
Absolutely. And I do like that there's a real movement for women to come together. You said you've been doing comedy for 5 years.
Yeah.
I bet you've seen a real change.
Oh, yeah.
Because I did it the first time I did stand-up was in 2014. Yep. And then I had Raleigh, and it took some time out, and now I'm just getting back into it.
What was the first year you started?
2014.
2014, which is, I think, when I had just started.
Yeah.
Fall of 2014.
Oh, so I was summer.
You tagged me in.
Yeah.
Or out.
We might have seen each other.
Yeah. It's totally possible.
But then I came back, but I took time off. So you have that perspective of thinking it's going to be the same, and I came back. Such a difference. Just in the last year, it's just been just almost a year. I have a coven.
Yep.
There's just all this great female energy.
There's a lot of really, really cool things happening.
Yeah, I feel really supported.
Because I'm in those groups too. Like I'm just in LA, so I know LA comics.
Yeah, and you do Ladies Room.
I do Ladies Room. Which Ladies Room, we literally started, like the idea, I got this idea when I went for a walk one day, and I was like, that's it. The idea of Ladies Room is that when you are in a bathroom at a bar, in You Make a Fast Friend because it's just like this place that's safe from the outside world, where it's like, it's really disarming to like be standing in front of a sink with somebody and be like, oh, by the way, I have lipstick on your teeth, or like, hey, there's a guy out there who's super creepy.
Yeah, watch
out. It
out.
just is like sort of this safe place.
Or anonymously women, talking to each other from the stalls.
So I have an uncle who is a super conservative Catholic missionary. Long story. But basically, I was at my grandfather's funeral, and he was sitting across from me and my niece, who's my favorite person in the world, who's 12. Aww. And we were talking to a cousin of mine who was telling us about this guy who worked for the church. He was in the chorus. She dated him. She was like, he's emotionally abusive. He's a not good person. And I was like, I'm glad you got out of that. And I was like, and you know what? It's important for you to give other girls a heads up about him too. And my uncle goes, who, by the way, like tells me that comedy's the devil's work.
Of course. We have so much to talk about.
So my uncle he goes, that's what women have that men don't. Women whisper to each other in their whisper networks. They go to the ladies' room and they exchange information.
Oh, see, I've experienced the opposite.
That's why I named my comedy show that, Uncle Dave.
Yeah. But see, I think women are just starting. Because what I experienced through high school and college is the guys really had each other's backs and the women were more... Well, actually, in college, the women did whisper. But in high school, the women were complete... It was just you were just out there by yourself.
I think it depends a lot.
Yeah.
I think it wasn't
in the environment.
It wouldn't have been the only case ever, but exactly. Like if you're really just struggling every day to survive, you're going to whisper with the network that's going to catch you tomorrow versus the network that's going to catch you. Hey, maybe in 10 years women will have a lot more power. Like, you just are going to align yourself. If you're just like struggling
I think there's a lot of women though that are completely isolated.
And that's the most, and I think that's why when people talk about like fourth wave feminism and feminism as a conversation, that like they're like, well, you guys are gonna hit a sweet spot now, but like good luck later.
Right.
Frankly, I think the internet changes a lot.
Right.
Because what it is
absolutely.
Is this great equalizer that gives a lot of people the ability who are not powerful or rich to have a very loud microphone and the ability for us to connect with each other faster and smarter and secretively. Doesn't always have to be secretively.
You're so right.
Like,
You're so right.
We, for the first time, women have a huge tool to
right in their
be
pocket.
Able to,
and they can access. Because I have to tell you, I watched what my mom went through in the 70s and 80s and 90s as a stay-at-home mom, and my experience has been light years better just because I have. And I have a voice in the world because I can be nursing and tweeting, and who knows who's reading it, but even like Jesse, his friends are traveling abroad who I respect and their opinion, and they're like, wow, Alyssa's tweets are really right on, and it's like I get feedback.
Right, and imagine if you were alone and
completely isolated.
Like, I'm in so much pain, I'm so miserable.
Right.
Something must be wrong with me.
Right.
And then you on Twitter see.
Well, and just the depression of being isolated. That's what I had never read it, so I read The Feminine Mystique, even though it's not really relevant. I need to read that.
Right now. But like that was the idea that women all of a sudden were like grabbing this book that was like.
Validating.
It was validating everything because basically we've been gaslit for thousands of years.
Absolutely. And everyone's on board.
Yeah, and everybody is.
I mean, it's like even other women, because you think about what you go through. I'm sure you've heard a lot because it sounds like there's a lot of people having babies in your life. But if you're one of the first, you don't know about breastfeeding. You don't know about childbirth. Like you just go into this and you come out the other side and you're on a different planet. I remember coming home with my first baby thinking, it's like I had an alien abduction and I was sent back, but I've been changed, and everyone around me is like, and I see young women like looking at, like, I don't usually look like this. Like I painted my nails for you at 11 o'clock last night.
And when I left my house, I thought, I'm going to be on camera and I don't have nails.
This is not what my nails look like because I'm a workhorse. I told Jesse, I'm like, someday I hope I don't have the labor hands, but let's face it, like, someone's got to do the work. And I like that you're saying maybe we should hold each other accountable for our things, and the men should take it up a notch too.
Yeah, I think that really the idea is like we should, like, it's a seesaw in a way. Like, yes, we should, like, lower our, like, judgment and standards of each other. But also men need to pull up more of the work, because if the world did run the way that men ran it, we would all have
you've seen War Zones.
And
you've seen War Zones. What's that, Vice? The channel Vice that does, have you ever watched that?
War Zone, I don't think.
Well, no, Vice is just, it's always in a war zone,
yes,
you know?
Yeah.
And when you see the conditions in which these military men and women live, it's just like that is a world run by men. Yeah. I mean, it's like just graffiti on the wall, no toilet paper, no doors.
And I think
a can of soup.
Thesis of it is that I think women's knowledge and the idea of things that are women's interest have always been very trivialized, as if the systems of the world don't depend on it, which is so untrue. And so I think that, like, the idea, because even, like, this idea that, like, you would say, like, oh, I have a show, it's live, it's women, we talk about mom stuff.
Yeah.
Most men would be like, I don't even know what that means. What are they talking about? Diapers? You know?
Like wah is all they hear. Yeah. My husband, I have a joke that I speak at a frequency he cannot hear.
Yes, I love that joke. Yeah.
Did I say it? I don't think I said it.
Really?
I do make fun of my husband a lot, but I have said that many times.
Did you? I'm trying to remember.
You know what? I bet you heard me say it at Solange's open mic that she used to have in Venice. Because I went to that one. That's how I know Solange. Because I knew Kazu from before. Okay. So I met Kazu in 2014.
You know what? We did see each other there, and we did meet each other there.
Yes.
Because I remember running into you when I was leaving once.
Yes.
And you were like, "Is
it's
the mic
clicking
over?"
now.
And I was like, "It just."
And I was running in.
I was like, there was only a few people, so we like did 5 and then left her.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay.
I knew your face was familiar.
Yeah.
Well, we've solved
Fun.
that mystery.
Yes. In a past life.
Trivializing women's information. Oh, and this is what it is. I don't think men recognize that their lives could be much better. For example, my fiance one of his favorite jokes is that, like, men have, like, choices, like, the only choice men have for things is, like, blue and, like, boring or something. You know, like, basically, like I'm really into having, like, the best experience at home as possible. Like, we're really into our podcast that we're doing together is about hygge, like the lifestyle of hygge, which is, like, kind of like it's like
lounging,
a Danish, like, lifestyle idea.
Oh,
like,
wait, is it called hookah or hoogly?
Hygge.
I think isn't it hoogly?
I've heard that
NPR did a whole thing on it, and they went into people's homes, and this is hoogly, and this is not hoogly.
Yes. Well, maybe I'm saying
because I pictured you guys smoking a hookah, but not hookah, and I was like, well, that's not healthy, but it's also fun. You know, like, I can't judge. I'm, you know.
When he's, like, on a nice couch with nice blankets and
it's
candles that smell good.
Or maybe I'm saying it wrong.
And, like, we picked out a good wine with a nice cheese.
Oh, that's going to be great. That's going to be.
All of those things, he's like, you know, men are told that, like, this is dumb information to have. But, like, I don't think that they understand how grand their life could be if they just let women let women allow them to be interested in making your life experience better.
I think there's more men out there than you think that would be super into it. My husband is so metro. I call him metro.
Yeah. Oh, he would love the hookah.
But he would love it because, like, recently we did cannabis tourism. We went to MedMen, and he only did it one time. But I could see if he did it again, he would go in there and he would become a cannabis snob. Because he's all about, like, we're coffee snobs. He just started smoking. He doesn't like cheese, and now he's a cheese snob. Like, he's got to have the best of every little piece of everything and know all about it and tell you all about it. He spends a lot of time in Trader Joe's talking to the employees about the produce. I think we
would get along, actually.
I think so too, but I love that.
Like, the farmer's market takes me, like, 2 hours to get through, and I'll literally leave with, like, 1 olive oil, a few tomatoes that I've chosen specifically, some honey sticks, and some sunflowers.
I love it.
Like, I did what I needed to do. Because honestly, I gotta go to Ralph's and buy that big $5 organic spinach. I can't pay it.
No, you could drop a lot of cash at farmer's market.
That's something I don't have.
Yeah, and you gotta build. I've heard if you build relationships, you start getting the better deals.
I have been.
Yeah.
And you know what?
But I'm not good at that. I'm not a bargainer.
Relationships because I like the insider information.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was just going.
I bet they love you.
Yeah, maybe. I just am fiercely interested, and I like to go down rabbit holes.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
love
like,
it.
well, why don't you sell artichokes in December?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, only till November because of global warming. Because now there's artichokes longer. I learned.
Yeah.
These things
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the wine just hits. Oh, I was going to say that Mrs. Maisel comment, we probably need to wrap it up because I know I'll watch all of this. I don't know who else will. Well, no, but I think that it's like, for example, my husband hasn't really watched it, but when I watch it, what I loved, especially, I watched the first season. I'm just starting the second season. I haven't really gotten into the second season yet.
Okay.
But when I watched the first
me too. I think
season,
I watched the first couple episodes.
Okay, so when I watched it, I thought, oh my gosh, this is actually a female perspective on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it really struck me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, my husband was like, oh, I get the style. It seems like it's trying to be like Mad Men. Like, he didn't really engage.
Yeah.
But for me, it felt revolutionary. And now with the second season, I don't know if you saw the episode. Spoiler alert, if anyone's watching.
The comics. Is that the one?
Not yet, but with her husband. And the conversation she had when she was saying that she loves him.
Yeah.
And he was saying, I love you too, but I can't be the husband to a famous comedian. And it's so brutal and so true.
Yeah, but what's interesting is that, like, what I love about that kind of television dialogue is that they've just saved 10 years of misery and thousands of dollars in therapy because no man really, it's actually really brave to articulate that, and I don't buy that his character would actually do that.
Right, he'd probably just like be mean to her.
Right, or be like,
you hoe, you hussy. He'd shame her into coming back. Yeah, he would shame her into coming back and making the pot roast.
When I say that, like, I'm so lucky, and I'm, there's
it is a fancy
that I have that the other people don't. I'm like, I have a support system and a fiance who's like, you should do 12 videos and put them up. Like, it's
great.
And imagine that versus somebody
you
who's
have
like,
to have that.
How many people even watched your video? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
You're great.
So I've dated both.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, so you know.
Oh,
you know.
I know the difference.
Yes.
And having a family like you have too, who's supportive.
Yeah.
But yeah, that I thought, and even like, I love Mrs. Maisel because it is just such a, like, it's real, and then it's like really my perfect fantasy. Like, Amy Sherman Palladino's like, I love Gilmore Girls, it's my favorite. And like, to watch a woman be like, and this episode we're gonna go to Paris, and then in this episode
she's gonna be fabulous hats.
Deli sandwich. It's like all the things that I love in the world. Plus,
so great, isn't it?
Sometimes when I watch Mrs. Maisel, I'm like, I should be at a mic right now.
The second season, I think, as a comedian, I did enjoy those moments, and I think they probably had a lot of time to really work on those comedy bits. Right. And it's not as easy as it looks to crank it out.
It is.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about that is that, I don't know, it is validating to be like, oh, this is something that people are interested in. Sometimes I'm like, every single day that I like drive to a show or a mic, I'm like, I should quit.
No, Jen, no, you're
like,
so great.
Do other people think it all the time?
Yes,
probably,
they do.
Right?
Yeah.
And like, I think it's probably just healthy to admit
don't.
That and think it.
And just be real with yourself. Where are you really at? I do believe in that.
Yeah. But it is
because it'll be in there somewhere.
Yeah, I think every person all the time is like, you have to ask yourself, like, is this worth it?
Right.
And that ultimately women just are sacrificing and having to do a lot more when they ask that question.
Right.
Like, is this worth it?
Yeah.
Is this worth getting a sitter?
Yeah.
Do you listen to the Jackie and Laurie show? Jackie Cation and Laurie Kilmartin?
Yeah, I know Laurie Kilmartin. Yeah.
Laurie talks a lot about when she's like, puts her son.
If I could have a mentor, I think it would be her.
Oh my God. Like, in my mind, they're both like, they're like our aunts of comedy.
Yeah. Do they know that?
Yeah. Well, probably.
How many nieces do they already have,
they have
Laurie?
A lot of nieces. But she has said it a couple times where she's like, I like want to put my kid to bed and like read to him, and then I have to go. Yeah. And every time in your head, you're like, because I do this now without kids. Yeah. Where like, even if it's just like my fiance's watching something and I just like
you're choosing that over him.
Some garlic bread.
Right.
I'm like,
what would make you happiest?
This
Yeah.
or my happiness.
The garlic bread will be there in
At
retirement.
the gym, so that I can eat the garlic bread. All the things. Like really all the time. You're constantly weighing that. So I think about it all the time.
No, it's interesting you say that. Two thoughts come to mind. One of my Korean filmmakers who I really admire. I had this conversation with her many moons ago, and she said, there aren't as many female directors. Well, I have a few things about that, the whole glass ceiling. Yeah. But she said because women are content because they are creating life. Men don't have the ability to create life, so they're needing to create.
So that's interesting.
She really was like matter of. Oh, I didn't know that. Your content creator joke. I love that joke.
And then I basically went down a rabbit hole where I was like, let me research some creation stories.
Yeah.
And because one that really gets me is the Bible. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but like this idea that like
you gotta snort. You gotta snort. I need like a little bell that rings when I snort. That's a big laugh. That's a big. I need a snort bell.
So, but the joke is something like. According to Greek mythology, Zeus had a headache, and from his skull, he birthed the goddess Athena. And according to the Bible, Adam needed a partner, so God took a piece of his rib and created Eve. Mm-hmm. And according to me, men make up a lot of dumb stories because they're jealous that they can't create life.
Love it!
It just, and it's so, to me, it's so silly that, somebody was like, we gotta have come from somewhere. Where could it be? I'm a man with a pen. There's just it's so silly to me.
It's so narcissistic, isn't it?
I work in development in TV, which means I work on things that go nowhere 90%.
I know development hell too through my husband.
I work in development, and then if it does, then a showrunner
there's so many variables.
So I don't get to see a lot of things be birthed, right? Which is what I originally loved about comedy, because I was like, I can write a joke today and say it tonight.
Absolutely, instant gratification.
So I think I really am such a fiercely creative person that I also am I'm very drawn to the idea of the ultimate project.
Got it. But you have to be really careful because you don't want to slow yourself down in search of that. I think that's so tricky as a creative type.
It is.
Because my husband the other day was saying, I guess I don't know if it was Berkshire Hathaway guy. The finance guy.
Just answered this in
but no, I know, I'm throwing it out. I'm not prepared, but some quote about, and I think it was his quote, and everyone knows who I'm talking about right now. Sees Candy guy. That Kirby vacuum guy.
Maybe I'm not thinking of
you are.
I was thinking of Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. I think this is a Warren Buffett quote. Something about he made a list of the 46 things or whatever he wanted to do in his lifetime, and he crossed out everything except for one. Well, it doesn't matter. The point is to focus, right? And my husband said it to me, and I looked at him, I'm like, I'm a mom. That one thing is my kids. Sorry, that's not going to not what I mean?
That's not a thing you can cross off a list.
Exactly.
You got a lifetime job.
Exactly. You got a full time. Can't return them unless you want to be a real asshole. So.
Well, I promise you are not.
Yeah, so speaking of kids, so this is what I was showing earlier about that I'd like to be a mother someday, or as I like to call it, a
content creator.
And I laughed so hard because I've been on YouTube for so long. I've really wrestled with putting my kids, they're in a lot of my videos, but I don't know, I don't force them to do anything.
Just read an interesting article about this. Well, I skimmed it. I was like, I'll really read this when I'm
I'll take it. Well, did you want to say something about that? But I have to tell you, when you say, because here's the effect. When you're up on stage and you say that your fiance is a YouTuber, and then you have this joke, and then you said there's a tag if someone laughs really hard.
Then I say, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my baby.
Yes.
Which, if you live in the world of YouTube, you get that joke.
Yes.
Some people
don't. I feel like we're on the cusp of there being a huge backlash to the I think when this generation of kids that's being exploited comes of age, I have this fantasy, I have it in my drawer as one of my ideas, that they're emancipating themselves and suing their parents for all the money, and the parents are going to jail, and for child labor laws, because you think about like child labor laws came about in the 80s when a child died on set. I think it was like a little girl, some accident happened, and now on set totally it's super strict. Now YouTube has some guidelines, but it's completely unregulated. A lot of these channels are overseas. So these kids, we don't know their living conditions or what's being, like how often they're working or doing other child.
A home video where I pretend that my fiance is a child who's unboxing a gift and I'm the stage dad. And I'm like, open the box.
You got another snort. Turn around.
Open it up. Don't you show it to the camera. Smile and
I love you! Because here's the thing, I'm like, one of the questions I wanted to ask you is like, so do you have any boundaries? Because I'm picturing like your for future fiance having you sign waivers of like, I'm going to be in the delivery room. And, you know, because I have this idea, because I'm like you, that now, if I had moved to LA now, and if I were in an acting class, I'd find an attractive male and we'd go, let's go to Wisconsin, make 6 babies, have a YouTube channel, and be stars. I like have this fantasy that this is what people are doing.
Yeah, that's what
it's like a job, you know.
I think it would be really tough.
That's not the case.
Yeah, I have a pretty, even like, so my niece is, all of my nieces are like super entertaining and super funny.
Yeah.
And my Instagram is like a lot, and has been for a while, but now with like comedy shows, people exchange, you know, Instagram, whatever. But so when I go home, I'm always making videos with my niece, and she's so funny.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are like, you should do videos with your nieces. And I'm like, well, she's never expressed that she wants to do videos. She never has expressed that she wants to act.
Yeah.
If in 3 years she's like, Aunt Jenny, I want to be an actress.
Right. And she would have known by now, by the way.
Right.
I came out of the womb like, ta-da!
Yeah. There's just like, I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think a lot of that.
Yeah. Like so you do have some clear boundaries, and that's what I've learned about you, because
I do.
You're very aware of the impact of what you're putting out there.
Yeah, I think I try. Sometimes.
So we will not see the delivery.
You will not see.
It'll be private.
Unless I'm on.
Yeah, because when I hear that, because my husband hates social media.
Yeah.
So on my channel, I can only film him from the waist down. And he gets really upset if sometimes I catch his voice and he's not aware I'm recording. So I made this little thing for Christmas one year where it's like a light twirling on top of a headband. Like, I'm rolling, sweetheart, because people can't tell if you're just all on your cell phone, you know.
Right, yeah. And
so,
even like
so your fiance is not like your traditional YouTuber. It's not like he's like, hey guys, every day of my life.
Which makes even telling jokes about it hard because like when I say that joke where I'm like, I just got engaged. My fiance's a doctor. Just kidding. He's a YouTuber. We're gonna be fine.
Right.
People laugh because it's like, oh, he's like a fucking idiot on YouTube.
Yeah.
Right?
But you could get so much out of that. Like, who cares? It's comedy.
Still,
just do it.
But, like,
it's so great.
Even like when I try to write, I'm like, that's the joke I could write with the assumption that he's a YouTuber, but he's a little.
But I really feel that I'm of the belief that hell yeah, go for it, because I think there's something to be said there about what's going on. There's a whole conversation.
Yeah, there is.
You know.
And he, you know, because the stuff that he makes. It's like if there were a different place to put this out and have an audience, he would do it in a heartbeat because he's not a traditional YouTuber.
Right.
But we talk all the time about I say he's like so method in being a good human that he holds me to a very high standard.
Yeah.
Where he's like, there are things that it's just like, do I want to put this out in the world because it has the ability to affect a lot of people?
Right.
Yes. Green light.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because there's a lot of noise out there.
Yeah.
And yes, you can get a ton of attention and likes and whatever for doing some shitty things, but then you're the person doing that.
Yes, and also like you said, like the jig is up. Like,
I think it is.
This isn't gonna like last for very long time.
I think you have something with your AOL.
Yeah, like wouldn't you rather just have done the best that you possibly could and put out like maybe less things that were better and smarter?
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, earnest, hopeful, who knows?
I don't know either. I am going to bank. Wait. Give me one more splash so I can cheers you out. I'm going to, you know, back to your podcast with Peter McGraw. Is that a book? Okay. Yep. The McGraw. That's good. Thanks.
Sorry,
the Hurl. I actually, because of this, usually I have to do pickup, so I never drink in these videos, but I have a mom picking up my son today because I can't drive. so I can
it's
scary.
Is the ultimate excuse.
It's my staycation. It's like my drug staycation.
I'm glad I got to hang during the cast.
Right?
Yeah. Because I had surgery recently. I had the crutch.
Oh, so you know.
Oh, I know.
You know the day you're not feeling pain anymore, but maybe one more painkiller.
Yeah, it was like, okay, I could order a pizza right now.
Right.
And that's what I did.
I ordered a
today.
pizza for lunch yesterday.
Eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
I want to cheers to us, at least, if not being the people that show the world the female
perspective, story.
Yes, all of that. Then to at least witness it in our lifetime.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. Like even if we can't see that garden grow, like, or maybe we just see like a tiny little bud
kernel
before, and then we're like,
yes,
okay, I'll pass the torch.
It wasn't in vain.
Give me something.
Yes. So to that,
not doing it,
and to it not getting lost in the noise.
Yes.
Okay.
Cheers. Cheers to Bad Mom Jokes. This has been really fun. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. This has been amazing. I hope you are, now that you know what this is, I hope you come back, because I just feel like I could just do 24 hours of this.
I'll keep a list.
Yeah, and then and then as we leave, I'll just leave the camera rolling, and I'll bring Domino, my dog, in here to like cuddle pillows, and we'll get more views. Yeah. Yes.
24 hours.
Here we go. What you guys have been waiting for 80